Okay, good evening, everyone. Here we are, punctual as usual. Um, I'm going to be bringing in our first guest on this new sort of live stream format that I've been sort of doing for a minute. Um, Make sure you say hi. I see we've got 6 people in here right now. So please do make yourself known and give our guest a warm welcome. I'll bring him in a minute here, but just wanted to make sure that everything so far was good, technically speaking. If someone could confirm that they could hear me, that would be pretty good. I almost kind of want to mess with my sound settings right now, but I probably shouldn't do that now that I'm actually live. Okay, let's see. 9 volt. Hi, thank you for being here. Hear me loud and clear. Good. I'm also, hi Dana, thank you for being here. Looking and sounding fantastic. That's good to know. Okay. Also, I'm at full charge today and I'm using Firefox now, so hopefully Chrome isn't gonna steal all my bandwidth and CPU energy and everything. We did the thing. We did this the switch, the transition as it were. All right, cool. So now that we're confirmed, everything's good to go. I'm going to need y'all to confirm once again that everything sounds good in a second here, because this is my first time attempting to bring in a guest on Streamlabs. So hopefully I'm doing it right. But let's bring in our guest. And there we go. Look at that. Mr. Stephen Billings in the house. How we doing, sir?
I'm here. Oh, wow. Thank you, Celeste. Thanks for having me.
You're
It's good to see
welcome.
you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think the last time was when we did Unwatch Pile and I talked about Benny's bathtub. Is that the last time?
I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Everything sounds
yeah.
good.
I
Hell
almost.
yeah, we nailed it.
Okay,
Nice.
good.
We're out
Dang.
here.
Whew. We were talking beforehand how the last time I did Celeste's podcast, there was a lot of technical issues, and we were hoping that
Yeah.
that wasn't going to happen again. Um,
Yeah. Steven was my. Steven asked to be on my something or other. I was like, oh, I should just do a live stream finally for the first time in my entire life, and it like immediately took a giant shit and did not work well. So we had to reboot it and do a whole thing with it. It was just kind of a nightmare, but everything seems to be running smoothly. I've had a few years of live streaming experience at this point, so
you
I
got
think
this
it's
now.
I
You
think
got
it's
this.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else did I want to do? Oh, I meant to do this earlier. I will have your links in the description. What should I link? Chasing
Okay.
labels, movie mutations. Is there anything else? You wear
No,
many
that's fine.
hats.
Them. Yeah, yeah. Them two pages on YouTube are good, and we have Instagrams as well. Um, but yeah, that's primarily the places you'll find the stuff.
Awesome. All right. I'll make sure that that is done. But real quick, I think I'll just go ahead and put them in the chat so that everybody can go ahead and subscribe to both of them. Um, Okay, movie mutations. Give me your elevator pitch. Just your quick
Oh
sort
man,
of what it is, so
it's
that
kind
people
of
are all
weird
on the
that you're
same page.
it's weird that you're asking me to pitch this thing because it's a game about pitching things.
Well, there you go.
Oh
That's a good
God,
start.
it's Inception. So yeah, to give a little bit of a backstory, I like to do this because it's the journey, man. So because people don't realize how long ideas take to develop sometimes. And so this idea has been developing for a little over a year. After I stopped doing so chasing labels, if you don't know the show, we do a physical media, rundowns and things like that. We do other shows, but I was kind of getting to a point where I needed to take a step back from that show just because of the time that it takes to do it and do it well. And so I let Andrew take that. Andrew Cabral, my co-host, take that over full time. And so I was looking for the next thing to do, and I wanted to do something more creative, more more with a production to it, something that was had a little bit more less on a schedule and more like I do it in my own time and it
Mm-hmm.
gets done when it gets done. So I wanted to do something fun that felt like it was like celebrating movies and
Had a little bit
and
more
I always
less
love
on a
getting around with
schedule and
friends,
Oops.
more
just
like
talk
I do it in
shooting
my
the
own
shit, talking
time
about movies in
Mm-hmm.
a
done
kind
when it
of
gets done. So
fantasy oriented way,
I
where
wanted
you're
to do
just like,
something
whoa, what if
fun that
this
felt like
director
it was
directed that, or instead of like Mad Libs for movies,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
plug and drop different So I just started trying to figure out a way to combine that, make a game out of that, because I talked with Ryan Verrill from Disconnected, who's like, he's the guy on YouTube for this, and he said, I don't really think there's a lot of games going on too much on. I mean, there's trivia leagues out there, I guess, but there's not a lot of games in the
Mm-hmm.
YouTube space right now. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to develop something, and yeah, I finally got around to figuring out a way to make a game about movies where you can essentially change mutate a movie, as we call it, through three different stages. You have the genre, the director, and the cast that we go through the movie, and we change it through various trivia and creative pitching. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's the simplest way to describe it, but I don't want to get too wordy with this and
Mm-hmm.
make you guys fall asleep. But honestly, the best way to learn about this show is to go watch the first episode. You're going to get
Yeah.
the full thing tomorrow night,
Mm-hmm.
7 p.m. EST. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
All right, let's catch up on the chat real quick. Let's see. Heideki Talks asks, have either of you seen the 2001 documentary Hell House about evangelical haunted houses? I have not, but it does exist on my Plex server because I heard about that and I was like, I need to see that ASAP. What about
Hell
you?
House.
Hell House.
No. But that sounds interesting. Yeah.
It's like the intersection
You
of my
said
two special interests of horror movies and psycho Christian movies. I want to check that out. Anthony, hello. Dustin, hello. Dustin says he's so excited for the movie Mutations premiere. I am too. I gotta say.
Is this Dustin, the Dustin
Dustin
I know?
Putman.
See,
Mm-hmm.
that is he. See, Dustin will be in episode 2,
Oh,
so be
fun.
ready for that.
I am excited for that. Anthony says it. He's subbed, so that's good. We
Awesome.
already got
Thank
one.
you, Anthony.
Jeff is here. Thanks for being here, Jeff. What else we got? I should have said this at the top of the show, but Steven's going to be here for like half an hour or so. Just kind of, I am sick today, so I'm kind of like doing this
Oh,
despite my better instincts. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to work today, and then I'm going to stream today, and then I'm going to go cat sit today, even though I'm sick, because that is a thing that makes sense, right?
it's what we do. You do what you got to do, man. Just
Yeah.
just push through.
So it'll be a shorter stream, but Steven will be here for about half an hour and we're going to talk about this, promote it, do the thing. And then I'll do my weekly recap like usual. I see our viewers have hit the double digits, which is always exciting. So thank you all for being here. Heideki says, I watched it today and immediately thought Celeste would love this. Yeah, it is pretty me-coded, the Hell House film, honestly. Okay, so I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot with the movie Mutations idea because I famously, maybe not famously to the internet, but if you've ever hung out with me in real life, I famously am kind of a boring person and I don't like games like at all. And I was kind of like, I'm like, there's like the meme that's like me when people are reading board game instructions to me and it's just like someone glazed over, or like
Yeah.
computing, whatever, just like immediate not happening. And so when you explained the idea, I was kind of like, I mean, it's probably good for people who like games. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not really clicking for me. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that.
What do you? I'm sorry, I can't see the chat. So
Jeff says you're not boring. I appreciate that. I'm kind of just like, I like a handful of things, and those are the things that I do,
yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But I watched
I'm
your
the
stream.
I'm the same way about you, like eating things. I eat certain things, and that's all I eat.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But I watched your stream with Ryan yesterday, and I was like, and you said that you had a bit, you're going to do like not a full game playthrough or whatever, but just like a teaser type deal.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, maybe I can kind of make more sense of it when I see it in real time or I see it kind of play out. And Ryan is just very good at this sort of thing, you know? And like it was pretty
Yeah.
quick into y'all's game where I was like, oh, I want to play. This sounds fun.
Well, yeah.
So I
Well,
like
good.
get it
Well, good.
now.
That's the hope, is that, the hope is that people will get into the chaos of it. I mean, the creative pitching's kind of the heart of this game, is just getting people to kind of come in and have fun. And I think one of the things about movies that tends to get lost a little bit is, like, we get caught up in, like, whether the movie's good or bad, but we, like, forget about, like, there was a lot of people behind the scenes that tried to be really creative. And
Hmm.
sometimes even bad movies have really creative things about them. So I think just remembering that, especially with an AI issue that we're having, where things are being made without any real thought. And I know that's a big thing for you on your channel, like getting into the things behind the
Mm.
intentions behind things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, and kind of going deep into the idea, and almost in a way throwing it out the window, because I don't want there to necessarily be good movies being made on my show. It could be just total chaos, which, like last night we did the Santa Claus, and it got turned
Yeah.
into a Crimmy film, starring, I don't even remember who ended up starring as,
Was it Russell Crowe or is that the one that won?
yes, Russell Crowe. Russell
Yeah.
Crowe is our Santa Claus, and I think Edgar Wright was the director. Like just chaos, and it's just about opening up your imagination, and it's a way for you to, like, really access your film nerdum, and just,
Hmm.
like, yeah, you got if you're gonna play the game, you got to have some, you got to be able to go into your back catalog, like, think about this stuff, and, like, be able to pitch the best pitch, or
Hmm.
because there'll be, in the official game, there'll be three judges, so somebody's going to be judging what you say, and not just a random group of people online.
Hmm.
So, like, and there'll be trivia as well. Trivia will be in there, and that's where I'm thinking about, after season one, maybe messing with it a little bit. But I'm glad that, after, because when Celeste was part of the small group of people that I first contacted about being involved in this, and she was like, yeah.
I felt bad, but I also like I don't want to feign enthusiasm if I don't get it, you know?
Please don't.
I don't think I
Please
would
don't.
be of service to you if I'm like I don't really get it, but I guess I'll try. But now I get it. And if you need a guest, I would be down to play around for sure.
Like, I've been working on this for months. Like, the people that are
Hmm.
playing have already played multiple games. So I'm
Yeah.
not, anybody that gets to play an official game, because I'm thinking about doing some, like, somewhat lighter versions, like I did with Ryan last night, um, that are not official games.
Hmm.
Um, people are going to get a chance to practice this before they play an official game. So
Yeah.
we can get you behind the scenes, and if anything, you can be a judge, and I need judges.
Oh, I would do
So
that for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
100%. I think I would be good at
yeah.
that. I love judging people. It's one of my special talents. So,
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? I mean,
um,
God, who doesn't want to be a judge on, like, Sundance panel? Like, your film was so
exactly.
no, yeah. I mean, it's
Exactly. Okay, my first question is this: how often are you trying to do this? How often will episodes be airing?
right now the idea is once a month, because just the turnaround on an
Hmm.
episode can take some time. Uh, so I'm working out the process right now. I just went through the first episode editing process, so now it should get a little easier. But things happen. We had some technical issues on episode 2, so I don't. That might take me a little longer than I was hoping, but it should get easier. And once season 1's done, and I kind of understand if the game needs to be adjusted, when we get ready for season 2, um, I might go ahead and back catalog them before we even start it. So I think initially the idea is once a month. We'll see if there's a fervor for more. If there
Hmm.
is, we might go. We'll double it up, maybe 2 a month.
Hmm.
But we'll just got to see where it is. So
Yeah. How many episodes are you thinking of doing for the first run?
first season is, I think, planned to have at least 5.
Okay.
Um, one of the episodes is probably actually going to be me and Andrew facing off against each other.
Okay.
So yeah. So right now I got 3 in the bag already. and one that's ready to go, but we just got to record it. And then the fifth one might be me and Andrew.
Hmm.
But I'm still taking other people's opportunity. I still got other people that want to play, so it's just a matter of if I can get them recorded.
Sure.
So there
Yeah.
could be 6, there could be 7. It just depends. But
This feels like an obvious question, and I actually don't know if I know the answer. Are these going to be live or are they pre-recorded?
they are pre-recorded.
Okay, that
My
makes
initial
sense.
my initial idea for this was to try to do it live. Um, but as I tried to think about the technical aspects of what it takes to do a live show and
Hmm.
like get the things on it that I want, like like I can easily do graphics for like the questions. Like when there's trivia questions, I can pop up graphics. I can do stuff like that. But I wanted to also add things like um, graphics like that, because like when you do the genre round, there's going to be three predetermined genres that
Mm.
the two players know about before the game, and I want to be able to visualize that in a graphic as well. So I needed all these graphics, and sometimes there was things that I didn't know until after the players gave me the information that I wouldn't have known. Like when they choose what actor they want to pitch with, I wouldn't have known that. So um, I wanted to be able to visualize that for the audience. So like if they don't know who the actor looks like, somebody picked Shirley
Yeah.
Temple in one of the games. I'm like, well,
No,
I want to
yeah,
throw a
for
graphic
sure.
up of Shirley Temple,
That's
stuff like that.
another that's
So
another thing that I had wondered, and the pre-recordedness of it kind of helps with that because, I've seen a lot of movies. I'm familiar with a lot of different people, actors, directors, etc. But like, I think Ryan yesterday was like, Peter Strickland, and I was like, shit, I know who that is, but I haven't actually
seen
seen
all
any
of
of
it.
his
Yeah.
movies, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could judge that. So
It's
like,
tough. And that's part of it too, is it's like, there's always going to be a moment in something like this where either a tech issue happens or like, maybe there's something like that happens where like, somebody picks something that I'm not really familiar with. So I might take a second to run, all of us will take a second to like, eh, you know, familiarize ourselves with it. And I want to make this game tight. So I need to do edits. I need to make
mhm.
sure that there's not a lot of bad on it so that we're not wasting people's time. So like it needed to be a pre-recorded thing.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking most game shows are not live, and it
No,
still
no.
works, so
It worked. They have a live audience, but when
right.
they're on TV, it's been edited.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um yeah, so we got a couple comments. Dustin says, Celeste, you would genuinely have so much fun playing the game. It's a blast. I've done 3 games, 2 practices, and the real one coming next month. And for viewers, you will be entertained. So you've got a full-throated endorsement over here.
There you go.
And Jeff says it sounds like
That's
fun.
yeah.
Reminder to subscribe. It's in the chat if you scroll up a bit. And if y'all have any questions for Steven, please drop them in
Please.
the chat.
I know it's a
If,
lot. Like it was the hardest thing getting people to like on board. Sometimes it was hard to get people on board with this because it is a lot. I wrote up a gameplay instruction, excuse me, and sent it to people, and you can read through it and it tells you, breaks down the game, but you really got to experience it to really kind of get it. Like you said, you
mm-hmm,
watched us kind of play a light version and you were like, oh, okay. Like
mm-hmm.
it feels, you can feel it out better than you can
Yeah,
actually read it.
exactly.
Um, so I know if I'm overdoing it it might be too much for people how I explain. I might be explaining it too much, but I just don't know
I don't think
how else
so.
to,
I don't think you're
you know.
over-explaining it. If anything,
Okay.
that's a hard thing to do when you're talking about like games or rules or whatever. For me, anyway, I need as
Yeah.
much understanding as possible. um,
I mean, there's a few little things that I don't ever bring up when we're talking about gameplay that I'm leaving for the game itself.
mm-hmm,
Like there's a curveball in round 3, that like the first 2 rounds you're playing trivia to gain an advantage in the sense of like what you're going to pitch for. But in round 3, you don't pitch for anything. You just have, 4 characters you have to recast. So the
yeah.
advantage is something different, but I'll leave that for the game. So
Yeah, I'm guessing for the players involved, like the film itself is predetermined, so people have time to watch or rewatch it and understand what's going on and
yeah.
everything. Then they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
time
So
to
so
pitch stuff, I guess, right?
yeah, I mean it gets some, I wanted when I was developing it, there was always a back and forth about how hard I should make this game because it's already hard enough to, be improvisational like that in the moment. Like, oh, I get
Mm-hmm.
this genre, and now I gotta come up with a version of this movie in that genre. So it's not easy. And yeah, you want to have people that are good at improvisation on this game, but I don't want to make this so hard that nobody couldn't play it.
Right.
So I had to come up with ways to ease it a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I would give them 3 predetermined genres, and now this is the other thing: when they play trivia, the person that wins the trivia of that round gets to pick from them 3, but the person that loses has 2 mystery picks.
Mm.
So there'll be 2 other genres that nobody knows what they are, and that's what that loser has to pitch with.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
it can be difficult, but um, it's fun. It's part of the fun. Sometimes it's fun seeing people struggle too.
You gotta watch them squirm.
Yep.
It's part of the whole thing with games, right?
Yep. Yep. It's what you're
Nine.
afraid of, I think. I think you're afraid of that. You don't want to.
I'm afraid. What I'm afraid of is just not getting it. That's the
Yeah.
worst. Is when I try to play a game and I'm like, I straight up don't understand what's happening or what I'm doing, and I just kind of coast, and I'm not having a good time. That's like
Well,
the
you
the
understand.
experience I have 9 times out of 10 when I play a game. Is I'm like, I don't understand this. It doesn't make sense in my brain.
Well, you understand movies, so you'll be fine.
I do. I try. At least I hope. I think I do. Right.
You do. You for sure do. But yeah, I mean, it's round 1's trivia is all about like the events of the film. So yeah, knowing the movie is important. Round 2 is all director oriented. So like questions about the filmmaker. In this case, um, we had Victor Fleming is the Wizard of Oz is the movie of episode 1. So Victor Fleming, it's all Victor Fleming oriented questions. And then round 3's questions are all cast oriented, the cast of Wizard of Oz. So yeah, I mean, you got to know the movie and you got to know the players in the movie. So it's not the trivia isn't easy, honestly. But it's part of the fun of it. I think seeing some of the struggle and through the trivia and through that stuff, you learn more about the movie as well, whether they get the stuff right or not. So yeah.
Okay, 9 Volt says, I want to see Judge Celeste in full British barrister outfit, curly wig in purple. That's a good idea. I think I might have
I
to
would
make that
not be
happen.
against that. Yeah, well, I'm not. We got to pick the right movie that goes along with as well, like Armistead or something. I don't know.
Or like
We got to pick the right.
Amadeus, or like what's a
Or
judge
that's what I
got
meant. That's actually the movie I meant.
what's a judge
Amadeus.
movie? The Bloody Judge, Christopher Lee, Jess Franco. You know what I'm saying?
Got to get the right time period. Yes.
My cat, his name is Bigwig, and I've been wanting to get him a powdered wig for the longest time, so he could be incorporated in some capacity. Is all I'm saying.
I have a cat that walks around the backgrounds of this thing all the time. So please.
Jeff says, I hope you never end up in a Saw movie. You know, for many reasons that is true, but also I don't think I've ever felt more seen in a meme before than one I saw where it was like me in a Saw trap and like Jigsaw is reading out the instructions and I can't understand what he's saying because there's no subtitles, and I'm like, what did you say? Can you explain it again? And I'm just like sitting there. That's the part of him that stressed me out the most, is I'm like, I can barely understand him, much less remember everything that he's trying to tell me. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. If y'all have any more questions, please drop them in the chat and we'll get that going on. I'm trying to think what else I want to ask about it. Are you keeping all the rest of the films a secret for the rest of season 1 that are pre-recorded? Is there a
I don't think I need to keep them a secret necessarily. I mean, I don't have all of them set in stone, but episode 2 is Home Alone, so you're getting your holiday episode. Episode 3 will be the masterpiece, Batman and Robin.
Ooh.
Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin. Episode 4, if it goes down, is supposed to be The Devil's Rejects.
That's fine.
And then I don't know what episode 5 will be. If it's me and Andrew's episode, that would be episode 5, at least for now. And I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet. To me, the game works best when you pick a film that has to, it has to have a filmmaker that is, it helps me write questions for him. That's one thing. If he's a director that didn't have much of a filmography, I can't do much with it. then there has to be enough of a cast an interesting enough of a cast to write questions. A lot of it depends on the trivia, and this is why I say the trivia might get honed in on season 2. Because I mean, if I don't want to be held back to do movie mutations on certain movies because of that part of the game.
Mhm.
But I was thinking about Jurassic Park, but we'll see. We'll see.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Jurassic
I
Park
mean,
underwater. It's sea creatures instead of
look,
dinosaurs.
that's Avatar just got
Prehistoric
made.
sea
No,
creatures.
I
You know,
mean,
that is kind of true. Avatar 2 did have a lot of prehistoric looking
underwater.
sea creature type deals going on.
Yeah. I just watched Rebirth last night.
I've never seen it. The Jonathan Glazer? No, that's Birth, right?
No, I don't. You mean the director of the movie? I don't know who directed that movie. I know
Rebirth.
it's
What
not
is
Steven
that?
Spielberg. That's all. No. Jurassic Park Rebirth, the new one that came out.
Oh, I'm very behind. I think Jurassic
Yeah.
World was the last one I watched, and I was like,
Oh, really?
I don't think this is for me. You know?
It's not. It's not. It didn't go. I mean, look. I think looking back on this franchise, especially post Jurassic World, it gets funky. And I
Mm-hmm.
think looking back on it, we're gonna be like, these are some big budget, just ridiculous movies that we might look back fondly on later. But now we're
Mm-hmm.
just like, God, these are still not as good as Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Jeff is
But
pitching Jurassic Park on the Titanic.
we can make that happen if you.
That could be fun.
I mean, yeah. If you want to do we would put that in the disaster genre. You know, as somebody pitching Jurassic Park. Well, I mean, it's already a disaster movie, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's how we do it. I mean, I usually pick genres that are more subgenre, like, you know, natural disaster, animal attack, you know, as Ryan did last night, a crimi film, you know, stuff like that. That's the stuff they'll be pitching with. It's not broad like, oh, a Western. It's a
Mm-hmm.
Western, it's a spaghetti Western or a revenge Western or a, you know, more specific.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha. Jeff is saying all of them after the original are terrible. I will defend Jurassic Park 2 pretty vociferously. And also the third one, it might just be nostalgia, but I don't think that movie's that bad. It's got some cool stuff in it.
I honestly I think the only one that's straight up just like I don't know that I could watch it again is Dominion,
Yeah.
which is the one where they brought everybody in. It
Mm-hmm.
had everybody, and it had the new cast, it had the old cast. You thought it would be a slam dunk, and it was awful. I mean, I could not even watch it. I was like closing my eyes. It's like my
Yeah.
head was hurting. Like I was just, it was not.
Yeah, that
I mean,
felt
this
like
new
a
one's more
particularly
watchable.
I feel like a particularly cynical nostalgia bait type thing.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like some of the ideas I heard about what they were thinking about doing with Jurassic Park were way more interesting than what they actually did, which is
Mm-hmm.
usually true for a lot of things. Like they were thinking about doing like, and I know this sounds stupid, but like they were thinking about like doing whole plot lines where there was, you know, dinosaur DNA mixed with human DNA. And like I was like, dude,
That sounds
fucking
fun.
Cronenberg, they're Cronenberg in this shit.
That sounds fun.
Do
Yeah, I
it.
would be into that.
I know. Yeah.
You should let David Cronenberg make a Jurassic Park movie. I think that would be
If he
sick.
wants to, please. It will have so many human dinosaur kids in it.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Just think
know.
the
He's getting to the
Brood.
end of his lifespan, I think. I don't know how many he
Dude,
has
he
left
does
in
one.
him.
If he does one Jurassic Park movie, he's gonna make like 3 of his movies after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like he'll
Yeah.
be set. You know, so he should do one.
Yeah, I agree. We should get somebody on that. I don't have any real connections, but somebody out there might pitch
Somebody,
that.
please
Pitch that.
get to Brandon Cronenberg. Get him to get to his dad. Like, come on.
I would take a Brandon Cronenberg Jurassic Park too. I feel like that might be an easier pitch, or like I don't know.
Probably more likely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Howard S. Berger's Original Sins may meet the criteria for an episode. Okay, have you seen that one?
What's the movie again? What's it called?
Original Sins.
Original Sins.
It's made by, is
Sounds
directed by Howard S. Berger, who does commentaries and stuff.
Yeah, I know that name for sure. I don't think I've seen it.
I haven't either.
That seems like I'll have to look into that one and see if that's worth it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Jeff has also suggested Axum, which he consistently tells me is the worst movie ever made. I've not seen it yet.
Okay, so let me say this. If we're picking movies to mutate, we want people to know the movies. So
yeah,
we,
it's
we we
true.
do we do have a criteria probably. I mean, like I'm saying, any movie could probably fit into this game, but for an audience that I'm trying to gather, we might want to
Right,
mutate movies that people know, not a
right.
very small amount of people. So like I do have to pick like some more broader movies that people are more
Mm-hmm.
aware of. That's what I think will draw people in to seeing it. So yeah.
Got you. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. All right, I think we're at 30 minutes about, and I haven't seen any questions come in, so I'll give you another minute or so to plug anything you want to plug, and
Cool.
if any last minute questions come in, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll move along to our next segment. So yeah,
Good.
plug away.
Well, thanks, Celeste, once again for letting me come
Mm-hmm.
on. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. EST, you can go to the Movie Mutations channel, or I'm pretty sure it's going to be. Well, it might not be streaming live because it's a premiere, so it's already shot and it's uploaded. But it is going to be like a live. There'll be a live chat
Yeah,
and everything.
it's a
So
premiere.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll be I should be able to be in there to answer things as the game's going if anybody's got questions about something. But 7 p.m. 7 p.m. EST on the Movie Mutations channel. Please go subscribe there. You can also go to the Instagram, subscribe there to keep up with anything coming up when the new episodes drop. If you want to be a potential guest or player in a future Movie Mutation, we have an email, moviemutations@gmail.com. Just contact me through there and we can talk about setting something up. Right
Type.
now, we're not really doing a lot of games right now, but because I'm doing editing, but sometime at the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
we'll probably start revving it back up again. So yeah, that's really the main stuff. And I just hope everybody gives it a shot, sees if it's for them, and I hope they enjoy it. And please let me know. Let me know what you're thinking because I want to make this game the best version of itself as it can be. So,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of effort's being put in, not just by me, but the guests, the
Right.
Andrew, who's always the guest host as well. You know, like people putting their time into it. So, I want to make sure it's the best version of itself. So,
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the premiere. I'm sure everybody in chat is as well. And thank you for coming on. I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
you too, Celeste. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. All right, team. We are out here yet again. Let me close this. Cool. I liked that though, is the thing. Get this back up. All right, I'm so used to closing out a StreamYard thing and then just being private again, but I'm still live, so I have to stay in that mode. You know what I'm saying? We're still out here. Okay, y'all. Let me get this back over here. Oh no, that's not what I want. Boo, boo hiss, go away. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my life together. All right, I'll say this. You defend Jurassic Park 2 and I'll defend Jimmy and Stiggs. I will defend Jurassic Park 2 over that fucking movie any day of the week. I feel like my voice is sounding extra, like I feel like you can tell that I'm sick. But yeah. Hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, I tested, it's not COVID at least. So I'm happy about that because I had COVID a year ago, almost exactly. And I'm very good about masking in public and everything. I'm like one of masking's last strongest soldiers, and yet, but I haven't been sick at all since then. So you sound fine, maybe just a little deeper than normal. Yeah, that's what I was noticing too, is that it's just kind of lower. I don't hate it, to be honest, but it's probably noticeable to some extent. Okay, wow, I actually didn't watch that many movies this last week, so... Scooter McRae plays a demon in it. You can't get broader than that. That's fun. Scooter McRae follows me on Instagram and likes a lot of my like political posts, which I think is fun. I got a real congested cold going on. I think it's just the season. Yeah, it sucks. The thing is that I'm congested every single day of my life, like genuinely. I don't know if it's allergies or chronic whatever. Like I need to get back in with an ENT because we haven't quite figured that out yet. But there is definitely something going on where there's something wrong with me, and I'm always congested. So it's whenever I'm sick, it can be tough to tell. Like, are you actually sick, or is this just, you know, regular bullshit going on? But yeah, I was like, I can generally tell it feels different in my system when it's like sickness versus what I deal with like every single day. And so I was kind of like, I don't think that this is good. And then yesterday I was starting to feel feverish and like had aches everywhere and stuff. And I was like, that's not good. I might actually just have COVID again. And I ordered some tests and they showed up real quickly. And I tested this morning and it's not that. And I am feeling better. It just feels like it's a general, I don't know, weather change or a bug of some kind. Some friends of mine have been sick recently and like we're careful, but you can never be perfect about these things, right? Thankfully, Val has not gotten sick, so I feel like I've done my due diligence in not spreading it. But yeah, it is just that kind of time of year where everybody's fucking sick. I'll test again tomorrow, and hopefully that won't be a thing. But yeah, I took the day off of work yesterday because I took Bigwig to the vet, and it took forever. Like I thought it was going to be an in and out sort of deal, and it ended up being, like 3 hours that I was at the fucking vet, 2.5 maybe, something like that. And then it was a bill of $118. He's fine, nothing crazy. It's just that if you follow me on Instagram, you know that he escaped recently. And so I was concerned about that. I wanted to make sure, because he's FIV. So I have to be very careful with him. And both of my cats are FIV. So I have to be very careful with them and make sure that they're not picking up any strange diseases or fleas or anything like that, because it could kill them, you know? They have kitty AIDS. Like, you gotta be careful with this stuff, right? And he had some scabs on him that they said was probably from tick bites or flea something. I don't know. He got a little fucked up hanging on his little adventure outside. So we did an exam. We're gonna run blood work, but he's not showing any signs that anything's wrong, but we got him his updated vaccine because I needed to do that anyway. And then we added a new vaccine that he's never had before, but it's like a 2-part thing for feline leukemia, because that would be really bad if he got, like, that could probably kill him. So it was a whole thing. It's $118. Jesus. And I got to take him back, and then I got to take my other cat back. The cat bills this month are going to be brutal, I'll tell you that. So with all that in mind, oh, and then I was like, I couldn't go to work yesterday because it took so long, and then I also just wasn't feeling well. So I ended up working today, a shorter shift, and then, you know, I thought about like just resting and not doing a live stream, but this isn't that strenuous for me. We're keeping it low key, right? I think I'm doing okay and not overwhelming myself with stuff to do for the stream. I was gonna do the Blu-ray update today, but Steven asked to be on the show, and I was like, well, I'll just do that, and then the Letterboxd update, and that will be good. Maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, you know, probably nothing crazy like that. But I do still have to go cat sit after this too. So anyway, that is all to say, the bills are hitting, and the tips are open if you want to show me pity. I am looking for a second job. I think I said that before, but you know, I'm tired of having to lean on other people to not be broke all the time. So we're just gonna, I needed that year or whatever of just working a kind of shitty part-time, not shitty, it's the best job I've ever had, but like a job that doesn't pay the bills, like, but was like personally fulfilling to me and everything, and like kind of healing from the traumas I've had the past year, 2 years or whatever. But you know, hopefully I find, so I applied for a job recently that would be perfect for me. So, and I've got other options open. So another thing that I really held back on was like, and this is just general advice for everybody, like another thing that had really kind of got me feeling like um um sorry, I was reading and trying to talk at the same time, always a bad idea. Yeah, no, and like my therapist said this to me, and it was like, she was like, this is going to be really obvious, but, and I was like, actually that's not obvious, that's a really important thing that I should keep in mind, right? And that is that like a big reason why I haven't gotten a second job is because I wanted to have enough free time to dedicate to this, like this whole project, this whole venture. This is like what I'm actually passionate about. This is like my dream or whatever, right? I'm like doing the thing. But it's hard to put in focus to a project or to like, you know, a passion project of sorts when you're broke all the time and your needs aren't being met, and like you have to kind of expend all that mental energy on that. And I was thinking about it, and like I was drowning like when I was doing a full-time job that paid me more. And like I don't regret, well, they I don't regret leaving that whole sector because it just wasn't right. I wasn't a good fit for it. You know, I wasn't able to hold a job in that industry because it just doesn't work well with my sort of work style and all this other stuff, right? It's just not for me. And even though I was like super depressed and like drowning and like didn't have any free time or energy or whatever, I did apparently make energy to like make videos all the time and stuff. And like, I do think there is something to be said where like, even if you have all this free time, if you're like constantly stressed and like in survival mode, like you're not going to have as much time to dedicate to other stuff, right? So hopefully, and then, you know, I can get this second job going on and then pay off my credit card debt and get some savings. And then maybe I'll be in a position, if I have enough saved up, where I can dial back on like real jobs and do this again, right? But that being said, I have nothing, there's no plans of slowing down here. In fact, I have a lot of stuff in the works right now to kind of amplify the amount of content that I'm able to put out here. Let me catch up on chat, and then I'll give you guys the scoop on what it is I'm doing. I'll formally announce this soon, but if not this week, then next week. But you know, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to do the thing. I'm being extra careful this week because next Saturday is a big day for me and I need to not be sick at all. What are you doing next Saturday if you want to share? They said it's going to be a bad flu season. Get vaxxed. Do that, please. Everybody, this is my public service announcement of the day. Get your fucking flu shot. Nobody does it, and I don't understand why. I guess we think that the flu is not deadly. Let me Google this real quick. How many people die of the flu each year in America? Bro, it's insane. The number of people who die from the flu each year in the United States is estimated to range from 6,300 to 52,000, with the exact number varying by search. The CDC uses mathematical models to estimate these figures, as flu-related deaths are often a result of secondary complications and not always explicitly reported as influenza on death certificates. So the 2023 to 2024 season had an estimated 28,000 deaths. This is a real thing. Like, this shit fucking kills people. And like, hopefully if you're watching my videos, you know this, but like the way to prevent this is like herd immunity and mass vaccinations. I might get in trouble for this, but if it was up to me, getting vaccinated would not be optional. I'm just saying that. I mean, with the exception of immunocompromised people. Oh, 9volt, thank you. I appreciate you. You are always coming in clutch for me, and I really appreciate it. You're the best. I imagine you have a good job to be able to be doing this, and I appreciate it. It sounds like you might work in IT actually, which would make sense. The plea for tips and everything, I hope it's understood that please don't do that if it's beyond your means. Like, don't let me guilt you. Like, keep yourself safe and keep your needs first, right? But yeah, dude, it would like yeah, cats. We love cats. I'm not just trotting out the cats for like sympathy or whatever. That they really are like as they get older, they get expensive, you know? And I did look into it, and pet insurance is like nothing. Like especially because my cats have pre-existing conditions. We don't have Medicaid for pets yet. We don't have Obamacare for pets yet, right? So like they don't give a shit. They're like, your cats have FIV. This is a complication from FIV. We're not covering shit. And it's like, well, and they don't cover like vaccines. They don't cover like preventative care. It's like, what? Well, then what do I pay you for? You know? That's why I had it for like the first year probably that I had cats. And then I was like, I like filed some, yeah, I filed like my claims and they were just like, no. And I was like, well, then what am I paying you for? It's useless. Yeah, everyone please get your flu shot. You can get it at the same time you get your COVID shot, which I really hope y'all are getting every year too. It's really, really important to get your boosters. And, you know, if you have insurance, it's especially easy. Pretty much everywhere you're going to be able to get, insurance to cover it. It's just call ahead, you know? But if you're not insured, there are places that will do it for free. You just got to look into it a little bit. What else was I saying? My rant. I remember in like when the COVID vaccine came out, just like a complete miracle of modern science and like human ingenuity, and people were like throwing tantrums about it like big titty babies. Like, let me find this. Let me find this. Vaccine checkpoint image. Yeah. No. How am I gonna image meme maybe? God, these people are insane, dude. Here it is. Let me share this real quick. Hold on. Yeah. This image here of like the like vaccine enforcement police and like the fucking cops like brutalizing people and the babies screaming to get their fucking vaccines. Dog. Yo, if it was up to me, yeah, this is what it would be like. I'm like not authoritarian even in the slightest, but like there are certain things where it's like, man, I'm sorry, you don't get to pitch a fit and like kill your entire community because you don't understand really basic science. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. This lame ass woke meme. That's true, actually, though. Come on, man. Okay, these memes are terrible, but you know, I gotta say, the right wingers, they cooked harder with this right here. You know what I'm saying? That shit is funny as shit. Mandatory vaccine checkpoint. God, I wish. Of all the shit that we make mandatory in this fucking country, of all the freedoms that we gave up in the name of preventing terrorism or just straight up racism, you know, the amount of power we've given ICE. If ICE could also just fucking force vax people, like, it'd be one good thing that they do. Sorry, y'all, I'm on something today. In case it wasn't abundantly clear, please abolish ICE like yesterday. We do not need the American Gestapo like harassing fucking black and brown people. But you know, if we're gonna have the fucking foot soldiers in the street, they might as well do something good, right? I don't know. I listened to the maintenance phase episode of Raw Milk today, which is one of my hobby horses. How much I can't fucking stand, and I hate the raw milk people. I'm gonna tell this story. So if you're not familiar, raw milk is just unpasteurized milk. It's literally the exact same thing, but with diseases in it. I'm glad people are enjoying this. With just straight up diseases in it, like you can get some real fucking, you can get fucking dysentery and like crazy ass diseases from fucking raw milk. And all you gotta do is heat it up for 15 seconds, and you don't get like truly like deadly illnesses, like pathogens that you can't detect in your fucking milk. Don't drink milk anyway, please. Be nice to cows. You know what I'm saying? Be nice to goats. Be nice to sheep. There's so many good plant options. Drink oat milk, drink soy milk, drink almond milk, please. But like, if you've got to drink milk, right, it should at least be baseline safe, so we're not like creating public health crises, right? Anyway, I did an internship at the milk is horrifying if you think about it, bro. Not to be like an annoying vegan about it, but like, it's weird, right? That we're drinking breast milk as full-grown adults. Like we're the only species that does that, and I know that that isn't an argument in and of itself. We're the only species that does a lot of things, but like, it's weird, and you definitely don't need it. Oregon Trail diseases, exactly. Like, you're choosing that on purpose. Anyway, I did an internship at the Virginia State Senate, interning for one of the Democratic senators there, and I was the aide to the legislative aide. It was one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. I really enjoyed it, and I really liked the people I was working with and stuff. But what was I gonna say? That's a reminder that I should hit her up to see if she's hiring again. I should have taken it. She offered me a job once, and I was working my other shitty job that paid me a lot of money, and I was like, I can't do it. Should have taken it. Anyway, hindsight, right? One of the bills up for like debate at the General Assembly in committee or whatever, right? If you don't know how this works, essentially there are different committees, subcommittees within the Senate body that will hear bills that are within their specialty, right? So like you'll have fuck man, I don't even remember. This was a long time ago. The different, let me look it up. Different state legislature committees in Virginia. Okay, yeah, so agriculture, appropriations, communications, counties, courts, education, finance, general laws, etc., etc. So this was in the agriculture committee, and it was part of my job to watch the committees and take notes to see what do you call it, the lobbyists and the general public were saying about it, right? And there was a bill on the floor to decrease regulations surrounding raw milk. And when I got to the Senate that day, and I was told about this, my boss, she was like, "You heard about these raw milk people?" And I'm like, "What? What is that?" And she was like, "It's non-pasteurized milk." And I like couldn't believe that these were real people. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, this is basic shit we're talking about here, right? And like, come on, man. But like, and so I was watching it, and I will never forget this as long as I live. So like, basically, if you don't know this, by the way, you can do this, and you probably should. You can go to committee if like a bill's being heard, and you can yell at senators and be like, "Hey, fucking do this," or "Fucking don't do this," right? They have to listen. It's like a law. They have to listen to you. You can yell at these people. You could use that power for good or for evil. And in this case, we just had, I mean, the hills have eyes people just coming out of the fucking woodwork to defend and like go to bat for fucking raw milk. Dog. And like, this lady came up with her baby in hand, and she said, and I will never forget this as long as I live, "My baby lives exclusively on raw milk and breadcrumbs, and you will be starving him if you pass this legislation." Okay, so that actually reminds me. The legislation was to cut out a loophole. I'm on my soapbox. Whatever. It's my live stream. I can talk about what I want, right? So the loophole, at least in Virginia, you can't just sell raw milk because that's psychotic, but you also can't ban people from like drinking the milk that their cows produce because like, yeah, it's always the homeschoolers. It is homeschool behavior to be drinking raw milk, dude. Anyway, so like, okay, it is unreasonable to say like that the feds are going to show up if you like squirt milk out of your cow and drink it, right? I mean, you shouldn't do that. Hordes of children. Yeah, there you go. You like shouldn't do that, but I understand why we shouldn't be like criminalizing that. That's a little bit micromanaging, sort of authoritarian stuff going on there, right? Maybe we should just be abolishing animal husbandry in general, but you know, whatever. That I don't think any people are ready for that conversation yet. So like, sure, if you've got a cow and you want to squirt the milk into your fucking in your mouth, you do what you got to do, I guess. You take the dysentery with you, right? Self-selecting in a certain Darwinian sort of way, right? But like, what they've come up with, and this is such a bullshit thing where I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's just, of course this should be illegal. What they do is they sell shares of the cow. So you're not buying raw milk. You're drinking the milk from your own cow because you own a share of it. So like, I don't know what the law is, how many fucking people, hundreds, dozens, whatever, apparently all own portions, shares of access to this cow. I worked at a hippie fucking grocery store for a bit. And like parts of it I like because they have like all the good vegan shit. But it's also like fake medicine that will kill people and like all this other bullshit. I had very mixed feelings working at that grocery store. I have a lot of stories from that store too, but like apparently at that store they have a little system going on. They have a system going on where you can like, they're like the middleman between the fucking the farmers and the raw milk people, right? So like you could pick up your dirty disease milk at the fucking grocery store. And my supervisor, he's like, I gotta get the fucking nasty ass milk from the back. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, you know what raw milk is? I was like, I sure fucking do. And he was like, you know what this is, right? It's fucking gross. Like, I can't believe people buy this. Anyway, so the day after committee, there was this one fucking Republican guy. I wish I could remember his name. But he was just like in awe. Like, I gotta say, Republicans are demons. They're all evil and like anti-life fucking psycho freaks. But like, when you get granular to like the state level, you also get the real psychos because it's like a much lower barrier to entry. But you also just get like regular people that have bad opinions, but also just have like normal human opinions, you know? And so he was just like, okay, explain to me how this isn't just... So the law was like to get rid of that loophole, because obviously if you have an illegal product, you can't just sell shares of like the means of production and then get around that. You know what I mean? And so he was like, explain to me how this isn't... He was like trying to just talk some reason into these people and like be like, well, what's the... You know, he's just completely gobsmacked at the idea that people were going this... I mean, there was a fucking crazy line of people waiting to yell at this poor guy because he wanted to like promote public health. Like, Jesus. And anyway, on my way out, I got in the elevator and he was there. And I was like, hey, man, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry you had to take all that heat over from the raw milk freaks. Like, that was an entirely reasonable position that you had, and they went way too hard on you. And he was like, thanks. Just trying to keep people safe. I'm like, yeah, that's your whole job. That's government's whole job, is to take care of its citizens. You know what I mean? At least that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it should be. It was insane. Anyway, there was also... Sorry, I'm talking mostly about raw milk today. I know this is like a movie show or whatever, but, you know, this is what you get. I see the viewers are going up. I don't know. It was either the same day or the day after, and like this lady came in to talk to legislative aide to the senator to like kind of lobby more directly. And like, she was like, I like came in and she was already there. And my supervisor was like, "Hey, Celeste, this is the this is the raw milk lady," or whatever she said. And I was like, "Oh, really?" And my supervisor was like, Celeste is not a fan of the raw milk. And I was like, "All right, putting me on the spot. That's fine." And she was just like, "Why don't you like raw milk?" And I was like, because it's got the only difference between that and regular ass milk is the presence of disease. What do you mean?" And she was like, "I've been drinking raw milk my whole life and I've never once gotten sick. How can you argue with that?" And I was like, "Would you say that people shouldn't wear their seatbelts because they've never died in a car accident? Like, okay, hasn't happened yet. You're rolling the dice real fucking hard for no discernible benefit, but okay." I don't think she liked me. All right, I need to catch up on chats here because y'all are popping off. Drinking some water. Did y'all see that Dasha, what's her name? That fucking Nazi psycho bitch from the Red Scare podcast got dropped from her talent agency, got dropped from Succession, and also got dropped from her upcoming film role because she's a Nazi bitch. That was awesome. That was a good start to my day seeing that. I've been telling people that this fucking person is like a straight up fascist for a while. I mean, all you got to do is listen to her fucking podcast. She's not hiding it. Anyway. Vet bills are the worst. The SNAP benefits being turned off completely killed my my customers and what I do for a living. I feel the second job thing. Dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to I finally got my SNAP benefits, but I had to go without for a little bit and it was pretty rough. Sucks, but I could do a whole other rant about how mad I am at the Democrats, and one of them being fucking Tim Kaine from Virginia for caving on the Medicare subsidies, the Medicaid subsidies, maybe Obamacare subsidies. Which one? Healthcare subsidies. I was furious. That was like one of the most fucking like black pilling events I've ever experienced following politics in the 10 plus years I've been following it closely, right? But the one benefit is that I got my food stamps. But like all these fucking cuck ass Dems are out here. Like John Fetterman, the fucking ogre, was out here like "Oh, I'm so sorry to all the people starving because they can't get their SNAP benefits." It was just like, you're talking about me. And like, fuck you. I would have gone without SNAP so that we could lock in these healthcare subsidies. You have any idea how fucking expensive healthcare is about to be for people because y'all fucking bitch ass like caved? Like, Jesus Christ. Obviously, the Republicans are like primarily at fault, but like y'all were at the perfect intersection of like leverage, and like they were eating shit on this, and you guys had all the leverage in the world. And you got your fucking elections, and now you're just like, "Oh, it's whatever. It's fine. I guess we can go home." Somebody got a call from Big Turkey or something, and it was just like, "Thanksgiving's coming up, so cut it out." God forbid Democrats have a spine for longer than a fucking month, right? Anyway. Blue no matter who and all that, but Jesus Christ. Always have to make time for your passions. I often put my passion for music to the side of work and did for a long time. I regret all of that. Yeah. We're not getting younger. Jobs will be there, money comes and goes, but time is precious. It's my 40th birthday next Saturday, officially old. Happy birthday, Jeff. I hope you have a great day. Everybody say happy birthday, Jeff. 9-volt fucking rules. That is accurate. He sure does. Me and my wife got our COVID and flu shots 2 weeks ago, and it totally fucked us up for 2 days, but very well worth it. Would recommend. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's part of it, is like, you understand that you're going to be out of commission a little bit. Although I will say, I got both of them I got both of them at once, and I was fine. Like, I was a little bit sore, but generally every time I've gotten a COVID shot, it's like I feel like shit for a day, but didn't happen this time, which was really nice. So I think, can I be brave? Can I say something right now? I think most of the anti-vax thing is because people are afraid of needles. People don't want to get a shot. It's just, it is what it is. Nobody likes getting a shot. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Is that all it is? These fucking babies out here afraid of needles? Like, if you have a genuine phobia, I feel for you. But like, these fucking people would fold so fast if they were trans. I swear to God. I'd be doing injections every fucking week. All right? Chad shit out here. These motherfuckers can't get one vaccine a year. Jesus. This is what happens when I'm sick, I guess. The filter just... The slight fever I've had has cooked my filter, you know? Just in general, too, though. Like, fucking straight white dudes, cis men, they get, like, the slightest whiff of criticism or, like, misandry, and they fucking melt down about it. Do you have any idea? Like, do you know what I fucking go through on a daily basis being, like, a public trans person? Like, these people would fold in a second. They want to cry about, like, oh, people don't like men anymore. Everybody's like, okay, whatever. I'm getting on my soapbox. I actually do think that that's a real thing that's worth it's worth addressing, is that I think we're overcorrecting and we need to maybe ease up on, like, men as a gender or as a concept a little bit. But come on. People with no power chirping at you on Twitter, it's like nothing compared to the government being like, by the way, I've decided you're not a person. Like, come on, you know? Anyway. I've got 2 cats. We just had our big boy in for his checkup and rabies vax booster. It gets expensive. Yeah, dude. That's the thing. Like, cats are easy, but like having animals and taking care of them, it does get expensive. And like, you're just kind of fucked. There's not really a good option for like insurance and stuff. Like, you just kind of have to take the hit. It's pretty scary, actually. That first COVID vaccine, I remember, fucked me up so bad. I was at work the next day sweating profusely trying to get cases of beer away. I felt like I got hit by a bus. Damn. Yeah, the first time I got it was kind of brutal, but I just generally felt like kind of, it was like a bit of like a vertigo thing, where like I just felt off. You know what I mean? That, for just a heads up, at least here in Kansas, me and my wife were approved for the latest COVID booster because we have conditions that approved us. Asthma, we almost got turned away. Yeah, I think it is a state-by-state thing, but in Virginia, literally, like, CVS was just like, hi, do you have conditions that necessitate this vaccine? And I said yes, and they did not check. And they were like, here's your vaccine. It's like, thanks. It was very easy. And like, I could have put like, I have depression, and that does count. And that is accurate, but they didn't even ask. They were just like, cool, I trust you. So we're doing a lot, and there's a lot of people doing good work to make sure people can actually get their vaccines and stuff, you know? Oh, asthma and diabetes, I see. Fuck yes to all of this. Thank you. Entropy can be a very fertile environment for creativity. Sorry if that makes no sense. I'm behind now. Just watching Nosferatu finally, and your review was spot on. Thank you. I'm proud of that review. Entropy can be a very fertile environment for creativity. I'm not entirely sure what that means, to be completely honest. Like, these are science words. We're getting out of my area of expertise. Best part is most of them probably heated up beforehand, not realizing they're pasteurizing it in the process. Well, like, if you're putting it in the fridge, you understand there's something in there that we gotta, like, stay safe, right? Just keep it out. It's real raw then. No unnatural stuff if you put it in a fridge. You know, our ancestors didn't use refrigerators, so you should probably just, you know, stay away from that. I'm glad y'all are connecting with this. I've been wanting to branch out a little bit. Raw milk and breadcrumbs is a hard diet. Yeah, it's like a caveman diet, you know? Like, you're really roughing it out in the wilderness as like a child because your fucking parents should probably not have custody of you if that's what they're fucking feeding you. Listen, ma'am, not only are we banning raw milk, but baby has to eat gluten-free breadcrumbs now. That's right. That's right. The woke regime is in. No raw milk, no gluten, no meat, none of that. What did that disease factory drink smell like? I actually don't have a sense of smell, but from what I understand, the stuff that's in it is odorless. So that's why people think it's fine, because it doesn't smell rank, but it has odorless fucking disease in it, you know? Needs to be a raw milk horror film, I guess. Maybe. Maybe. Woke is so back. Love it. Woke is so back. That's so true. SPI, our favorite stoner in the chat, is out here. Thank you. I dropped off for a few and came back to Political Corner, and I'm here for it when it's coming from you. Thank you. I can't quite help myself, but I think I might be popping off more and more if I can. And then people are saying, happy birthday, Jeff. Good. This joint is for you. I'm going to Blaze. Nice. Celeste unfiltered like raw milk. That's right. That's right. You're getting my takes raw, unpasteurized, cold, straight from the tit. You know what I'm saying? I love your Instagram posts and would be all over you having a political channel, just saying. Well, that might be in the works, so to speak. So, just saying. We need to lighten up on men as a gender. This is the content I came for. Yeah, I mean that's a criticism or opinion I have in a very sort of specific sort of context. I do think a lot of like performative man hating can kind of very quickly turn into transphobia and specifically transmisogyny. It is something that I have internalized, like as a person who is not a man, you know. It's a real thing, you know. And these things aren't systemic; they're not structural, but they are powerful interpersonally and socially, you know. And those are still worth calling out, even if we still have to keep in mind that patriarchy and misogyny are still the primary axes of like systemic structural power and oppression, right? My ex marketed for a co-op grocery a decade ago, and they were obsessed with raw milk. They were all extremely liberal hippies at that time, though. The milk wasn't that good, but the raw milk cheese is. Raw milk cheese. Oh, boy. I don't know, man. Isn't cheese like kind of like a moldy process inherently, and you're adding like fucking rickets and shit to it or whatever? Listeria or whatever, like crazy shit like that. 2 joints a day keeps the doctor away. I mean, maybe. I'd have to give that a shot. Should we actually do what I came here for now? Probably. All right, let's see. I can't tell if my sick voice is like sultrier or if it's like kind of not great. Raw milk cheese, it curdles itself. I guess. I don't know how to make cheese. It's not something I've ever done. Oh, whoops. That's not what I want. Bye, Jeff. Thanks for being here. Why is that? Why is that doing that? That's weird. Oh, okay. I understand. All right. Random question. Have you found a vegan cheese that accurately mimics the feel and taste of actual dairy cheese? That's a complicated question. There are some that I've tried that are very, very good. But I think generally speaking, they're close, but they're not perfect. I don't think we're quite there yet for like the perfect cheese. Um, there was a company called Unmoo that was really, really good, and they're actually based here in Richmond, and they just kind of fell off. They don't really exist anymore. Um, when it comes to like cheese slices, I can't really tell the difference. But when it comes to like cheese shreds or like on pizza or something like that, like it's harder. There's ones that are definitely good, but I don't think that there's one that's like perfect yet. The Miyoko's is pretty good. Via Life is pretty good. Dea is kind of like your budget good enough option, but it's not like amazing. Yeah, it kind of depends because there's a lot of different cheeses, and like the Via Life Parmesan, I think tastes exactly like Parmesan cheese. I don't taste a difference at all. Um, and then like the Baby Bell cheeses, they have a vegan one now, and I really like it, but you know, my roommate tried it and he was like, no, that's not it at all. So I'm like, well, all right. But yeah, what else? I feel like there's chow cheese are the best slices. Like I could just eat that shit. They're delicious. But yeah, I think Miyoko's is generally the one that people say is the closest for like on top of a pizza or something like that. And then the Whole Foods one, when you go to the their pizza section, the vegan cheese they have on those is pretty good. It's pretty close. Yeah, just to kind of depending on for what use and what kind you're talking about, you're always gonna get. I don't think it's quite perfect yet, but we're getting there. So, if anybody needs recommendations for the best vegan versions of anything, I've been doing this shit for 10 years. I have a pretty good idea as to which ones are good. Hope you feel better. Thank you. I unfortunately will not be here next week. I will be turning old, and apparently my girlfriend has something planned, but I have no idea what it is. It's the live stream. She's gonna surprise you with our live stream. That's okay, Jeff. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a great birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Stoner friend. Appreciate that. Any pickups from the Criterion sale? Grabbed Shrouds and Evil Does Not Exist. No, I have been keeping that. I've been staying away because I don't know what my cat vet bills are going to look like. After I get this next paycheck and after my cat's next appointment, we'll see where we're at. But I really want the Godzilla 4K. That's the thing that I would get if I were to get something. It's a consistency in my mouth I can't get past with vegan cheese, but everything else can be great veganized. Yeah, I think pretty much everything can be good. I will say this is not a good pitch or whatever, but I did not like vegan cheese at all when I first went vegan. And then I went without cheese for like a week or a month or something. And I tried it again. And I was like, that's close enough. It scratches the itch. You know what I mean? It's not a perfect one-to-one substitute, but like when your palate readjusts, because that's a thing that happens when you take out animal products, is like pretty quickly your palate changes and you get a taste more for plant foods. And at least if you're like me, like the idea of eating animal flesh is like pretty repellent. But with cheese, yeah, I remember distinctly, I was like, kind of like, man, I wish I could have some cheese. And I ordered something with vegan cheese on it. And I was like, that does the job. That's pretty close, you know? Yeah. Did you like the new Frankenstein movie? I loved it. I have a couple videos up on the channel about it. I think it's great. That's a good segue into what I'm wanted to talk about too. The shorts that I've been uploading that are like clipped from these streams have been doing really well, but I wanted to go ahead and do long form clips as well. Because sometimes I talk about a movie for longer than 3 minutes here. And also the ad revenue on long form content is like 100 times better than on shorts. So I was hoping if those view numbers could be replicated in that format, I would I would actually start making money on this channel, you know? Like in terms of the AdSense. I make money from these streams and from Patreon, but like the AdSense is like next to nothing. But I uploaded 5 clips this week and they all like bombed hard. And then the ones I uploaded last week or the week before also bombed pretty hard. So I did some research about it, and I don't think it's because the videos aren't good, because I do think they're good, and I think that the streams are good and everything, right? And there is an audience for clip content. Like most people are not like you all watching right now, where they'll actually watch it live, or they'll go back and watch the entire replay. Most people just want the highlights, you know? They want the edited down highlights. And that's how I am too. Like I have live streamers that I watch and I never watch them live. I watch the edited content when it comes out later that day or the next day, right? But from what I understand, YouTube has categorized my stuff as like, this is long form analytical content. People who want that are gonna come here. They're gonna click on those videos, right? And so when I'm putting out like shorter clip content, it's like, we don't know what this is, and we're not pushing this out, and people like my primary audience isn't really clicking on it, right? So, but the performance of the shorts tells me that there is interest for it, generally speaking. Sorry, this is maybe not exciting or fun or whatever. This is a little bit inside baseball, but you know, we're getting to an announcement anyway. Well, I'll just say the announcement is that I am going to be starting a second channel specifically for clips and live stream type content. I'm still going to stream here, at least while that channel isn't monetized. And this channel is the primary one where the audience exists. But, you know, I'll start promoting that when that comes out. And then I would super appreciate everybody going over there and subscribing. And then hopefully I can kind of get the people who want analysis videos on this channel, and then the people who just want reactions and takes and quick reviews on that channel, right? Because I can't do an analysis video for every single I can't do an analysis video for every movie I watch, but I can go through and give you, you know, 3 to 5 to 6 or whatever minute reviews, just kind of giving you my take. Yes. So that's what I'm going to do. And then also, and this is kind of, I guess, let me know what you all think of this, but I would like to cover more politics and social issues and stuff on these streams and then clip those for the channel. Cause like YouTube would have no idea what to do with that stuff if I uploaded it on this channel, right? But it could do better in the sort of reaction, sort of clip streamer, whatever space. Cause yeah, I'm trying to think of ideas of what I could do. I have a lot of ideas, but that's one of them. And that's the thing that's harder for me to resist, because it's just a big part of my life and something I think about a lot, right? I would love a video or live stream one day that was focused on veganism and food replacement recommendations, as well as tips on moving towards veganism. Not movie related, but would be so helpful. Maybe I will do that. Maybe. And again, that might be something that would be appropriate for a stream. I've not really tried at any point just uploading a long form scripted, well-made video that is not about movies, because that would be in keeping with the format of my channel, but not this content or the subject, right? I might do that because it's something that's really important to me. And it's something I've moved away from. It used to, I'm not moving away from veganism, but I used to be like a animal activist person. Like I would work with organizations and I would host events on college campuses, and it's a big part of my life. And I tried to do that for a living and it didn't work out. And then I kind of lost hope a little bit in that. But also in general, it's a tough thing, you know, to care about something that most people just don't care about. You know, not to be bleak or whatever, but like people are mean to you. Like if you're doing vegan activism, I've had people yell at me. I've had people like come up and try to argue with me and stuff. I don't know. Nobody likes us. Like it kind of sucks, you know? And it's just not, but also I get it because that was part of it, like just trying to convince other people to care about something that I think is so obvious and so worth caring about is really depressing when people just don't. But on the other side of it, I hate so many fucking vegans, dude. Like they're the worst. Like the circle, like the Venn diagram between the raw milk people and the vegans is like, aside from the fact that those are kind of mutually exclusive, like that type of person, there's that type of person exists in veganism a lot. Like the kind of anti-science, natural granola hippie bullshit stuff. Like I had to leave so many vegan groups because I was just like, y'all don't actually care about like activism or like animal welfare. Like y'all are about like smoothies and shit. Like I don't know, you know? Or like it's hard to even find good vegan content creators because there's so many of them are like either reactionary or anti-science. I was a big fan of Unnatural Vegan for a long time, but she has some really bad political takes. Like she identifies as a non-intersectionalist, which is kind of insane to me. She was also previously identifying as an ableist, which is insane to me. I don't know. A lot of philosophy-brained people can be kind of like be normal. I don't know. That's crazy, you know. A lot of the misanthropy can get kind of alienating. I don't know, like Gary Yourofsky is back. I really thought about making a video about Gary Yourofsky because he's out here just saying fuck human rights straight up. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, it can be both, you know? Like, I get it that you're frustrated that like most social justice activists don't give a shit about animals, and that's frustrating, but like, maybe don't say fuck human rights on Maine, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So, I don't know. That's been a whole tangent, I guess, but this has been more of a freewheeling discussion, so I've enjoyed this a lot, actually. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. All great ideas. Looking forward to the new channels. Yeah, I think I can see a reaction channel would be helpful for non-movie related stuff. Yeah, I think that's where like these discussions are gonna live as well. But it would really help me be able to up the amount of content. Like I might actually do like a movie stream and a politics stream, like so 2 streams a week, you know, or a movie stream and a whatever the fuck I want to talk about stream, you know. And so I'm not sure if that would need to live on a 3rd channel, but like Your Movie Sucks gets away with it, you know. He has like a highlights channel where he'll just react to whatever the fuck, and do like movie reactions and stuff too. But he also has like 6 channels, so I don't know. We're gonna try it out, but that way, people who want this, okay, would love a movie stream and a looser stream with politics and other stuff. Yeah, I think that might be what we do. So that way people know exactly what they're gonna get, you know, when. Because I have felt, you know, I felt real pigeonholed when I was just doing physical media stuff, and I was also going into debt trying to keep up with that stuff. So I've moved away from that. But the just movies in general, like it is my vehicle to talk about politics and whatever, but I also do kind of want to just riff on that as well, you know. Eli, thanks for being here. What's up? How you doing? And I'm sure that it will alienate some amount of my followers, but I think it will also bring in a lot of new people as well. So, you know, at the end of the day, you're getting me, and I will always be authentic in whatever it is that I'm talking about or reacting to or discussing, right? And like my politics are not a secret to anybody, so I don't know that people would really be that shocked or, you know, alienated or whatever, but yeah. Should we even do Letterbox today? We're coming up on an hour and a half. We're at an hour and a half. And my voice is kind of starting to give a little bit, and then that would give me more to talk about next week. Yeah, I'd have to think about it whenever I figure out my job situation, when I could do a second stream. But I might start, yeah, streaming twice a week and just splitting it up, giving that a shot, you know. It seems like there's some amount of enthusiasm for it, and yeah, I guess I'll just have to give it a try and see if it actually pops off or anything, you know. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Nope, that's not what I wanted either. There we go. Okay, I might be done today actually. I think I should rest my voice a bit because the sickness is coursing through my body and into my throat. Just the whole thing. But thanks for the active discussion. Thanks for being here, hanging out. I appreciate it. Hopefully I have a mandate from my constituents to branch out and talk about other things and sort of do. I'm kind of hoping that the second channel will be like my sort of playground to kind of do whatever I want and not be as worried about it being tied to my main brand or alienating my primary audience or whatever. Thanks, Dustin. I appreciate that. What else? Take care of yourself. We can catch up on letterboxes next time. Yeah. Yeah, they're not going anywhere, right? But yeah, that way the main channel will just be like the stuff that you expect, right? Like the in-depth reviews and reviews of Blu-rays and stuff like that. Like that can be sort of the hub for that. And then the second channel can kind of be the Wild West a little bit, you know? We'll see how it goes. Like Anthony Fantano is somebody who has modeled this very well, where like he when you go on his main channel, you know exactly what you're gonna get. You're gonna get reviews, right? You're gonna get music reviews in a certain format at a certain consistency all the time, right? But his second channel is where he can just talk about whatever he wants, and it pops off, you know. I would be interested to see the analytics between the two channels. I almost feel like his second channel might do better because he can put out more content and it's more like a wider range of interest or whatever. So those are kind of my inspirations for this idea. But yeah, if anybody wants to throw out any last minute tips, feel free. But in any case, let's run this shit back. Thank you, 9 volts. The GOAT. You are at the top of the leaderboard on my tip page. So, you know, if we want to get some healthy competition going, if you want to stick it to the raw milk psychos out there, I guess. Vaccinate me from being broke? No, I don't know that that works. Anyway, I'm glad I did this. I had fun today, and I hope you all did too. So that is gonna be everything for today. Heideki says, "Happy birthday, Dr. Butcher." Happy birthday indeed. Yo, should I start an ASMR channel too, or should that live here, or what? That's a difficult thing to do from a sound perspective, because it's a whole thing. I'd have to learn how to edit sound on those type of videos, but get a better microphone probably too. Although, like Blue Yeti fucking ASMR is like a whole thing, and that's like what this is. So, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the spirited discussion. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, that's it. I'll see y'all later. Catch you next week. Yeah, bye.